What's up, y'all? Big Red here, coming at you another Fallout 76 video on the channel. Hope all my fellow vault dwellers out there thriving and surviving in the wasteland. And can GHOUL make Commando great again? Or maybe just relative, competitive? Because Commando's been nerfed so hard in so many different ways. That used to be #1 boss killer, but you know, now it's decent. It'll smash everything in the wasteland, sure. You know, but how does it size up? You know, when you compare it to the Gatling Plasma, the Shredder as a GHOUL, or the Auto Axe, I mean, it has fallen from its place. But can GHOUL bring it back up a little bit? You know, I mean, we're gonna go with the railway. Well, we're a fixer because the fixer is a good weapon, but it's about 100 difference. It is a little bit faster fire rate, but we don't get no stealth in this event. And a lot of events, there's a few events you can, like Earl you can, Scorched Beast Queen, you know, Scorched Earth you can, but a lot of events you can't. So it kind of, that needs to be fixed in my opinion. And taking away pinpointers is definitely going to hurt a lot of these weapons that are just kind of okay, but you get putting that pinpointers and getting that multiplicative damage really puts this weapon, it makes it decent. But anyway, thank you for subscribing, right to and watching. Let's get right into it. As we are a GHOUL, we're going to use a quad railway with weapon speed minus action point cost. We're going to pinpointers on it to get that multiplicative damage, like I said. We got the automatic piston receiver and long barrel, and we have reflex sight for AP calls. So in the routed paint, I wanted to break that out. I like that, pretty cool. Armor, we have a full set of troubleshooter solar armor, so we get that little bit of health regeneration, 4 HP per second. And we got +2 agility on everything besides 2 pieces. We got +2 endurance. We got through hikers. We got limit breakers. So we get our vast criticals, and we have polymer to get a little more resistance out of it, a little bit tougher. 2 pieces have ultralight. Like I said, 2 pieces have +2 endurance. And we have dense armor on a chest piece. That way, when we go against the robot and the guardian, we don't get obliterated. And as troubleshooters for going against the guardian. We got shielded rated leather to give us +3 agility and also help our perception up. You can see our AP is 460. That's not bad for being GHOUL. We do have some serums canceling, like carry weight stuff. That's it. Not affecting our damage. It's just carry weight. We got a bobblehead small guns, get extra 20% from our ballistic. We got a guns and bullets 3, give us 100% extra crit damage to try to push our commando weapon up over the top. And we got Company T for AP regen. That's one thing good about being a herbivore. You get that 25%. You ain't got to run Action Boy, freeze up, be able to run all your onslaught perks, and be able to get quick AP regen. So there's a benefit. Plus, we get that 125% from Sweet Muffler T, getting our crit damage. We got some things giving us AP, like Steam Melon Bloom Tea and the Steam Melon Blossom Chai. That's giving us 50 to AP. Fouled our agility, that's giving 100. Helping our AP get to 460. Even sacrificing a couple of +2 agility with the endurance, we still are doing pretty good. We have 23 endurance, we got 28 perception, and we got 34 agility. So we're sitting pretty decent in all those categories. And those are the main ones affecting our damage. Helping our endurance. It's also the Steve Gordon Blossom Tea, giving us 5 in our endurance. Like I said, we are bird bones, we got eagle eyes, we got electric charge, a herbivore to try to capitalize with our crit damage. We got marsupial, speed demon, unstable isotope. We'll go to the build in a minute, and I'll show you what we're running, so you have an idea. Concentrate fire, that way we can get our batch accuracy a little bit better with him being so high up. Gunsmiths always recommend to run your railway, GHOUL or onslaught mechanics going, gun tricks for faster reload, better criticals, extra 100% critical damage. Battle Jeans is working with our solar armor to help us stay alive, going against the robot or going against the old snaky poo. Faulty spots for weak point damage, free reload does come in handy. 4-leaf clover, so we get a miss, and like the railway is notorious for misses, and so it'll help us get our bats criticals quicker. Glowing criticals at 2. It's only additive, so putting it at 2 don't hurt. Take one for the team to get that multiplicative damage. Bulky does. Alright. Alright, let's get into it. Make that quick. Let's do a hard lemonade. Psycho buff. One thing I didn't do, I'm gonna put on Chem Fiend just to maximize my cycle buff because I really don't need the explosion and protection there. And let's we're gonna use slime cake. We are reloaded. All right, let's do a few pieces of slime cake. It won't take much. 29 over 3,000 right there. 3,100 on the crits. 3,300, 3,400. Getting really good damage there. We didn't use a danger draw. I didn't want to waste any time. I wanted to be able to look at that 4,000 on the crits. I wanted to jump right on, trying to get as much off of his health as I could. I have to be careful here. Some slime cake. Watch out, Snaky Poo. Brush those teeth, Snaky Poo. Boom. I think being a ghoul does make Commando better. Just like it makes your heavy guns better, just like it makes your melee better. I ain't saying it makes every build better, but that right there with the brick wall and the glow and that little extra damage we get from our other perks, but the extra health and tankiness definitely makes it a more relative to be able to go through the rage with. Not that it's not possible going as a human, it just does upgrade it a little bit. I mean, you just saw right there, that was a pretty decent time. It had to be close, about a minute time, probably like old Gatling Plasma time before this update, before Onslaught, and before being a ghoul with the Gatling Plasma. Average times are around a minute. So, yeah, I think it brings it to another level. But now let's show you what it'll do against the Guardian so you can know that it'll go all the way through the rage. You can run this build. So you see, against the whole Snaky Poo, Commando weapon didn't do too bad. More in line with the Gatling Plasma before the Onslaught mechanic update, but you know, I can't compare it to it after that because everything's been boosted because of the Onslaught mechanics and being a ghoul. So yeah, but it definitely brings it up to around a minute time, which is pretty good. So now we'll do a run with the Guardian and showcase that in case you want to see how it'll perform. You can run straight Commando through the whole raid, and I believe you can. Other people playing, it'll go by a little bit faster with the Guardian. We won't get him down the first try. We'll have to hide one time. But yeah, other than that, it does pretty decent. We're using our Furious Pepper Shaker with limb damage, minus action point cost with conductors to be able to cripple his shield quickly. And we're still using the same quad railway. The railway just because we get more damage than the fixer, and there's no stealth doesn't work, so we can't benefit too much from what the fixer was meant to do. So the railway it is. Yeah, everything else is the same. The only thing I changed in the build is, you know, I put ground pounder, concentrated fire at 1, and ground pounder. I had concentrated fire at 2 in the Eye of the Hunter. I put that on so we have reloads be faster because I had the what's it called, the gun tricks on there at 2. I took that off. I put gorilla at 2 instead of 3, but make room for enforcer. That way we can I'm gonna take this off and put one gun army at 2, and that way we can bring his shield down pretty quick. All right, other than that, that's the only changes. Everything else is the same. All right, make sure we're reloaded. Make sure we got our goo. I do have my coffee right here. It won't take much. I'll be able to hit a can of coffee and be able to keep my bats going with my rolling rifle. We'll start here. Right here is kind of a sweet spot. I think we're close enough to get our close range damage, and then we'll move around the next one. We'll get a coffee. Let's get 2 of them. Why not get 3? Let's get amped up here. What's up, old Buckethead? Oh, he's coming at me hard, ain't he? Coming at me hard. Let's just get that. Let's get some goo. All right. Oh, it reloaded. There we go. So we're getting some high numbers there in 3,000s.
Warning, enemy usage critical. Reaching unsafe levels. Security buffer. Take shelter.
We're getting decent damage. I mean, nothing like the auto axe or the shredder. I mean, or even the Gatling plasma if that matters. Get a cup of coffee and come out blazing. Get a little more damage on him before his shield comes up. Make sure we're reloaded. A little more goo. More goo back on. Let's get his shield back. Not fair. Ah, we lost our glow. We're gonna push it. Won't push it. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. Woo! We got in too. Not the fastest. No, it's not. But it makes it relative. It makes it doable because there are certain weapons that make that's almost possible to do it with. So it makes it relative in my book. It makes it, I don't say competitive, but I mean nothing can compare to really the auto axe and the shredder or the Gatling plasma. I mean those things are just to such another level. But if you get tired of just going through easy mode with those, and or more you're into role play, or you just want to you want to play with a rifle, Commando GHOUL will help bring you up to another level and give you a little more tankiness, a little more damage with some of the perks and some of the things that are related to a ghoul versus being a human. So, okay, you're just wondering, what it'd be like as a herbivore if they just want to use your auto axe. Well, let's see.
Unauthorized personnel detected. Activating.
Come on. I'm cutting close there. Oh, he's paused. How about delayed reaction? I'm walking on sunshine. Ooh. Come on, let me in my power armor. You can't get me. There we go. Okay. Get his shield down. Reload. I think I forgot to put one gun army on. That's why it's taking a second. Still doing decent. Reload. Just in case, you know, you wonder how it's going to work. Come on. I hate about the auto axe. And it still be done. Can still be done as a herbivore. If I don't run out of AP, it will. So yeah, if you don't like using your railway, let's say you just want to use the railway for maybe just a snake, still want to pull your auto axe out, and as a herbivore, you'll still be okay as a herbivore. It won't break any records, but you know you'll still get him down and a decent amount of time without even having to change too much anything in your build. I mean, let's see what I have there. I didn't even have a forcer on, so we could have quadrupled that time. I didn't even have one gun army on, so I mean we still brought it down without changing anything decently, and I mean it did okay with the auto axe. So yeah, just want to show that and throw that out there. All right, now we're back out. So you see that being a ghoul does help your commando build. It does kind of help it bring it up a notch from being human. Not that being human you can't do okay, but there's just certain things that you benefit from being as a ghoul. We did recommend going with the quad railway because it gives you we get 162 damage, 66 fire rate. You go back with your fixture, you're getting 72, so I mean you're like a 90-point difference. The fire rate is 98, so it's like a 30-point difference in the fire rate. But in messing with both of these, I just think it's more efficient with the railway when going against bosses. Everyday play, you really don't see too much of a difference. But being that you can't benefit from stealth, like in most events, besides the Earl and Horse Beast Queen. But most in-game events are force detection, kills the power of the fixture with stealth, so you have to go toe-to-toe, and going toe-to-toe, the railway just definitely is a better option in my opinion. Now, over in the build, before the application legendary perks, we got a 9 in strength, 15 in perception, 6 in endurance, 3 in charisma, 3 in intelligence, 10 in agility, and a 10 in luck. Over in the build, legendary perks, we got take one for the team, get that multiplicative bonus, definitely needs that. Bonky does, this can be swapped in and out. You can even put wow, you get a hate when I forget a card. Follow through. You can put follow through on there if you wanted to, or you don't need no poison resist. You can put Master Infiltrator, but I kind of leave that on there. That way you always have poison and you got your extra damage there. You'll need 4 extra cards added into the build, extra 20 points for the perk loadout. Skipping along, that Arms Keeper, I have a lot of, I switch builds a lot, and I'm always constantly playing different weapons. I always got a lot of weapons on me, so I'm keeping Arms Keeper on there for carry weight. But if this is your primarily, you're gonna play this for a while, you got your carry weight figured out, you can put Arms to Steel on there instead. Brick Wall, definitely essential. This right here, it would help bring this, being a ghoul, bring your commando build over the top a little bit more, because you can sit there and not get staggered, stay locked in. You're gonna be able to kill more enemies, get more, take more off the boss's health before you lose your glow, especially like the snake. You won't get staggered. You're going to sit there locked in. Definitely help your speed your time up. Definitely makes your build more OP. Blocker, obviously, for 45% less melee damage. Bandolier is essential because even at 90%, the throwaway spikes will weigh you down. All their commando perks are maxed out. Tank Killer, we got for more armor penetration. Here, where I put one this now running every day. I switched it up from when I had 2 in concentrated fire. I didn't have ground pounder on there, but if I'm running not in the raid, I would run with ground pounder at 1, concentrated fire at 1, and then the hunter. So that way, if things are flying, it'll give you a little extra VATS critical chance to be able to hit things a little bit further away. Because I'm going to use gun tricks over here at level 1 to get another 10%. That gives us our 20% for our reload speed, which is a sweet spot. Well, Life Giver gives us more HP, more health, more glow. We got Ironclad at 2, you get a 3, you only get 25%, 2 is at 20, so that's really a sweet spot to get your money's worth out of it. And you kind of want it because the solo armor is definitely, not the tankiest armor, and this does help push it up and be a lot more tankier. Adamantium skeleton, working with our strength and armor pieces that we have on there to help limb damage. We see we didn't get crippled at all by the robot, and he can cripple you pretty quick with his missiles. We didn't have an issue with it or with the snake. Glowing gut, I recommend that because it's easy to toxic goo instead of switching to your gamma gun. And I mean, you can do either or. If you do that, your gamma gun, you can put that 3 points over here in United Ordeal. I didn't run with it. I don't like something that's dependent on variable I can't control and don't know if I'm playing with a ghoul or not. But I'm going to use glowing gut, and I just find it easier to get my glow that way. But it's your wasteland. It's just my opinion. We got fireproof. It helps for explosions, giving more tankiness. Strange in numbers. Who doesn't want more multiplication of all your mutations? More, more AP, more carry weight, yada yada. So yeah, definitely need it if you got mutations. Tenderizer giving us more damage, extra 1% per hit. It gives you up to 100, so we can get up to 100% on the same target. So you definitely need that for bosses. Gunsmith definitely essential. Because the AP cost is going up on the railway, and it'll go up again. This all going to change probably in a couple of days. So, but hopefully it's going to change for the better because there are going to be some cool perks that we can add to our damage. So this is squeezing us in before the last build of GHOUL for the update. But definitely one gunsmith because AP cost is going up, and I think it's going to go up again. So gunsmith will help your weapon break. Since you can't put durability on a 3rd star, you need less action point cost. Science monster, extra 15% when you're hit. Stack it up with take 1 for the team. We got gun tricks, like I said, work with ground pounder, giving us an extra 10%. Now when I'm in the raid, I switched these around so you can see that. Gun food, what I made room for if you're running through the wasteland, swapping targets when you're doing events. This is how I'd play it. Gorilla getting an extra 20% from our range, close range, and we're getting Gunslinger an extra 12% from our weak point damage. And all our onslaught mechanics giving us 11 stacks to help our damage get up. We got better criticals and extra 100% critical damage. We got critical savvy working with our 4-leaf clover. So, railway does miss sometimes. This will guarantee our VATS. We get our criticals every second shot, and sometimes we're back to back. Glowing criticals, it is additive, but it is an extra 35%. Wild West hands, you can see how that came in handy with the Guardian. We got the free reload and kept us alive. Definitely a useful card when it triggers. Faulty Spot getting that weak point damage. Battle jeans for the boss fight, definitely needed. Without the boss fight, you can take it off, not needed, and put on Bloody Mess. But going against a snake, I would run with battle jeans. With your solo armor, it kept us alive, and against the Guardian, roll to the raid with no power armor. But outside of that, I would run with probably Bloody Mess. Splitting the difference between those two. Yeah. That is the build. I hope maybe you like it. I don't know if you played Commando on the wall. Commando's dead. It's not dead, but it ain't as powerful as it used to be. But it ain't too shabby. It's definitely a little more work than our heavy gun Gatling Plasma or our shredder builds that we have. Or auto axe builds where we just melt everything with one thing, with one glow. With one touch, but it's definitely a fun build to get outside, and maybe you like using rifles. Let me know. Do you like using rifles? Do you like playing Commando? Do you think Commando's dead? Do you think playing GHOUL has a benefit for Commando? I think we covered everything in the already. You don't have to have those expensive buffs that like I had. You can run with your mutfruit juice or your tater juice for your AP, which is very easy to get, a mutfruit tree and a tater plant. So yeah, I hope y'all got something out of it. I hope y'all thrive and survive out there. I like to know y'all's thoughts about what y'all think about Commando. I don't think it's dead. I think Commando's doing okay. Hopefully, maybe, this update, it doesn't get nerfed. And hopefully with the changes, with the new perks, that we can come up with some builds to make Commando even better. Because it used to be one of the top builds, and I would hate to see it. Whole playstyle just nerfed and done away with. So hopefully this update will improve it. With all that being said, it's Big Red. Hope y'all thrive and survive out there. I'll see y'all in the next one.